Hello everyone, bonjour tout le monde. Welcome to EFA54 and it's Thursday, May 21st. Today I want to talk about, I want to vent my frustration, and I'm reaching out to all conservatives out there, specifically the Ontario conservatives for today. And I'm frustrated as a conservative, and I'm even looking at myself on the screen here, talking to you. And I was going to do this EFA yesterday, and when I heard that, where our minister, which I have a lot of respect for, he's doing a lot of great work and that kind of stuff in Ontario, a conservative, made the statement yesterday that the big box landlords have to basically do something for their tenants and that kind of stuff, which is the working class, etc. And there's programs out there, but the program actually, for the landlords, if they take the program, they have to take a 25% haircut, right? So this is the program we're offering you to take. Even though you take it a 25% haircut, you have to take it as a landlord. And then the statement was, we're going to come down hard on you, right? If you guys don't help out there, whether you take a 25% haircut or whether you give out the breaks to the other tenants below you, basically rent free and et cetera, help everybody else, everybody can help each other out. If you don't do that, we're going to come down hard on you with a hammer, right? And basically, just come down on you. I'm frustrated as a conservative when I'm hearing that, because Mr. Ford, and I'm going to say this to you with respect from a conservative, I'm assuming it's because the province has no jurisdiction or control over the banks, and that's a federal issue. And then I'm going to talk to our Prime Minister, Mr. Trudeau. If it's a bank issue to give the big box landlords a break so they can get a break, so they can give the breaks, right? And I've said this before, everything goes up, right? And so we got to reverse it, right? So go down. So because those landlords, those malls, those strip malls, all those individuals, big landlords, mall owners, et cetera, unless it's one big family that owns it all, unless one big mystical, magical unicorn, pot of gold, end of the rainbow family owns every single one of these malls and strip malls and et cetera, all those shopping centers, all those, just step out of your door, look left, look right, look everywhere, and you're going to see a lot of strip malls, a lot of malls, a lot of everything, right? When you're out in communities, et cetera, cities now. So unless that is owned by one mystical, magical family, they're all owned by individual families, individual entities, individual corporations, et cetera, which are owned by families, right? So all those families are being told, you will take a 25% haircut to take care of them. So when has it been, I'm trying to, everything I'm seeing is you will do this and you will do that at this rate and at that rate. You're going to work for this much money and you're going to receive this much money, and you're going to open here and there. So the control on people's money has become I don't understand. The banks or the government on top should be giving the banks a break, correct? And the banks should be giving the break down to the building big box owners, and then they can give a break, and that keeps going down the list. So it's from the top down the breaks have to go, not here, not where they have families also, where they have overhead and responsibility, because I've said this before on previous EFAs, the more you do, the more responsibilities you have. The more you have, the more administration you got to do, the more overhead you need. We have people on payroll that don't contribute to businesses other than taking care of government duties. We have companies have people on payroll that just take care of government duties. So all these big box stores have big responsibilities also. They have families also. So when has it become that you will take a 25% haircut, you will do a 10%, you will do this, when do we start controlling people's incomes and dictating their businesses of revenues, et cetera, or how much under the line they're going to operate? You're going to bleed at 34% today. You're going to bleed at 50% today. When did we start doing that? Is it me? Am I not getting this? Back in 1996, I remember being a government employee. And when I was in government employee back then, we went on strike. The province went on strike 2 times in my career when I was in the government. But back in 1996, when we went on strike, the percentage of the essential services, we took a big pay cut, and I can't remember the number. I think it was over 30 or 40%. We took a big pay cut to give to those that were not getting salaries in the province. So the administration staff, et cetera, those that were deemed not essential, we took a part of a percentage of our payroll and gave it to the other staffing so that it could be fair across the province. So it was a fair equality for all, right? I agree with that. Like I agree with that, right? And I'm looking at today and I'm seeing across this country, when you're looking at if we were to take 25%, because right now we're telling businesses what to do, what's their line. We're telling them, okay, even though this is your lifeline, when you go below this, you're bleeding. If you go above this, you're starting to breathe, right? So we're telling people all the time, you're going to live and operate under the lifeline. We're constantly telling that now for the last several weeks, right? We're dictating what lifeline level underneath you're going to be living in. But if I'm looking across this country and I look at all the funds and all the salaries that weren't affected, et cetera, just like we did in 1996, where we took a percentage of all. So when you look at all the percentages across Canada, if you 10%. Let's just throw out 10%. If you took 10% of all those that receive, like whether it's salaries or pensions, et cetera, anything across this country, doesn't matter the province, the country, et cetera, if you took 10% and gave it back, right? Or whatever percentage you need to give it back so that the banks can get a break, because the banks have responsibilities also. Like everybody thinks that, I don't know, the unicorn, the end of the rainbow, everything falls in, right? I don't know where people think the money comes from, but it comes from somewhere. So everybody has responsibilities, right? So if we spread it and put it from the top down, and the banks can give a break, and the building owners can give a break, and then the tenants and the retail space can get a break, and then the families can get a break, you see it, and then it balances out, right? The grassroots starts breathing, equality for all. And if we do that, there's an equality going down, spread across. That's what I'm talking about. So when I'm listening to EFA54 and my frustration, and in this conversation comes solutions, right? So if we look at those solutions, we have to start from the top down, government to the banks, before we start going after the building owners and et cetera, right? Or you take a percentage across this country of all that, whether 25%, whatever percent you need, you take a percentage of all those, whether everything across the board, and you spread it out. There's something that has to work so that everybody breathes and we get equality for all. Jean-Guy Bourguignon, EFA 54.